Welcome to Warriors Downtime with Benny and Jenny. Today we are joined by Roman Sheffield, one of our training partners. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, just living.
Just living? Oh, yeah. So you got a fight. Well, you don't really have one coming up yet, do you? But
No, I don't think we have an opponent yet. But yeah, I was gonna fight in May at the Ozarks, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm just ready to get back training and get back to it, really.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about your last fight?
I felt pretty good. I still feel like I didn't put it all together like I could have. I feel like I was about 40%, but I don't know. I still put on a good performance, I feel like, and just I learned a lot of things, so that definitely is good. I'm definitely going to be more patient next time, even if I hurt him. I got too excited. And
been there.
So,
it happens.
Yeah, y'all know how it goes.
Happens to the best of us.
It does, yeah. But hey, man, I mean, you got those head kick, highlight reels, man.
I ain't ever seen nobody catch a head kick and fall down with it.
I know. I was thinking if he didn't catch that, he would have been dropped so bad, like, because I kicked his head so hard, like that shit was crazy. Like there was no him not falling from that. Like he got lucky, and if you watch it, like I watched that shit slow mo. I watched that shit like 1,000 times, but like he literally got so lucky catching it, like because he wasn't trying to catch it. It was literally like it was just on the retraction. His arm just fucking barely got it, and then he's a wrestler, I'm pretty sure, so that's why he just held on for life. But yeah, it was fun. Definitely a good time.
Do you like to break down like your past fights?
Yeah, definitely. Especially like, because my first fight wasn't me. Like, if you go, I have 2 fights, and that first fight, I didn't throw one kick, or like even the kicks I did throw, I threw like a couple of teeps, and I threw one nice spin back kick that was like I was happy about, but I wasn't myself. I only threw like a couple of teep kicks, and I was just pretty much brawling. It felt like I was just like in a street fight, but this last fight I got to actually just be myself. So yeah, I love to go back and watch and see what I can do better and stuff. Yeah.
So do you feel like from your first fight to your second fight, do you feel like there was a big improvement from how you were at first?
Oh yeah, definitely, especially in my confidence, just because getting out, the biggest thing for me was just getting out there under those lights and learning. I get more nervous watching fights, like from fighters I love and stuff, like even like UFC, like watching them, like I get all jittery and stuff. So like I was nervous, like I was gonna be like that, but I wasn't, and that just getting through that, then I could be myself out there. You know what I'm saying? So like that was really what it was all about for me. So yeah, I got so much confidence from that first one.
Do you have any fighters you like look up to, or you emulate at all?
Yeah, there's there's a lot actually. Like it's hard to even really think of all of them. All the way from, like, if we want to go like the OGs, Bill Superfoot Wallace, like that's really where a lot of my like kicking style comes from, because he has that side stance, and he likes to blend the side kick, the lead roundhouse, and the lead hook kick. He'll make them all look like one, and I really base my style on that. And then like more modern, like Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson, like I love that whole style or whatever. But really what got me into it like was the Diaz brothers, like Nick Diaz. That was Nick was my guy, like still is, but like Nate's obviously more popular now, but whenever I was a big fan, Nick was the guy, like Nick was the OG or whatever. So yeah, I've always loved them, and Connor obviously, and yeah, I could sit here and tell y'all 100, but yeah, those are the fighters that come to the top of the head.
So like obviously a typical question when everyone asks is what got you into training, combat sports, all this and that.
Well, for me, I tell people this all the time, I couldn't really pinpoint it, but I feel like this is what really like got me into gear was whenever it was 8th grade going into freshman year, and I kind of picked the fight with this kid. He was in my grade, but like this kid was a wrestler, and like he was lifting weights and stuff. I was just a bad kid, and I thought I was tough or whatever. So I called him out, and we ended up fighting, and it was sloppy. It was just slop, rolling around and freaking. And I ended up gassing out. It was a long fight. I think it was long. It was probably like 10, 15 minutes. And that's max. It probably wasn't even that. Probably like 5 minutes. But anyways, no, I gassed out first, and he rained elbows on top of me, and yeah, I got beat up like bad to where like I was a mess or whatever, but I never quit, And like I remember all through that, like while I was getting beat, like I remember like never giving in, never like I was ready to die, and like that kind of like embedded in me. Like I was never gonna let that shit happen again. I just had to learn how to fight because I knew I had that dog in me. I just had to, you know what I'm saying, get the skills or whatever. So yeah, that really changed my mindset about fighting. So like ever since then, I was 8th grade going into freshman year. So ever since then.
Did you join a fight team after that?
So I've trained at a few different gyms, but none for like more than a couple months. So like I trained at Warriors in Warrensburg. I only trained there for like a month, and then I did Gracie Humacia up here, or it was in Westport at the time. I think they switched locations, but I did that for about 3-4 months, and then because I was into jiu-jitsu a lot, like whenever after that happened and stuff, I needed to learn jiu-jitsu because that was that was where I got freaking mounted or whatever I needed to learn. So I really studied that a lot. Jiu-jitsu was like, I'll say that jiu-jitsu was my first love. That's why like I'm not just naked when it comes to MMA. Like I know a little bit of grappling and stuff, a little bit how to defend and stuff. So yeah, ever since then, I forgot what the question was.
If you joined a fight gym.
Oh yeah. So this is the first fight gym that I'm like I've been officially like part of the team. So
did you have any other combat like training like besides jiu-jitsu and kickboxing here?
Not really. See, like my friends like growing up in high school, like we get in a lot of street fights, and it was like every week type of thing, every weekend. It was like so like Higginsville, it would be like town versus town. It was like little towns versus little towns. It was crazy. So like we go to parties and it would be like Higginsville and Lexington versus Sweet Springs, and it would be like brawls and stuff. So and this was like every week thing. So that's where like I really feel like I don't know, I loved it. I don't know why. Like I don't recommend it for anyone, but like don't street fight. But that shit was a thrill. I ain't gonna lie. And, like, I had some of the best times of my life in some party fights. So yeah, shit was fun. I also got in trouble for it, so it's not all fun. I've had like almost had 3 assault charges. So. And I had one of those as a minor, so, I mean, don't recommend it again, but it was good that it happened as a minor because I got that off my record. But, so, yeah.
What he's saying, kids, is if you want to fight, go to a gym and do it legally.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure. And you'll get way better. You're not going to learn anything technical out on the street, so
you probably
it's
won't
just
get
dangerous.
hospital bills.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely not a good idea.
Where'd you learn your kicks? Did you just come up with those yourself, or?
Yeah, so really it was like going back to Bill Superfoot Wallace. Like I studied that style, and I don't know what it was, but I've always been infatuated with side kicks, and like I noticed that people weren't using them, like in just like kickboxing or just fighting in general, and like I don't know what exactly, but I remember like even after like I got in that fight and I got beat up or whatever, like, and I was madly obsessed with fighting in general, like, and I was literally practicing kicks. Like my friends even tell me today, like I remember you was just in your backyard just practicing kicks all day and stuff, and like I was really good at I was like really good at kicks back then, but I don't know, yeah. So that was probably where I got the form of them or whatever, just a lot of reps or whatever, like Bruce Lee says. Yeah, I fear the man that practices one kick 1,000 times and not 1,000 kicks one time. There it is. But so yeah, that was pretty much my philosophy. Yeah, so I really, my bread and butter. So I practice that side kick day and night, and just kicks off of that. Really, my roundhouse kicks have just really sharpened up. I'd say after my first fight, like I don't know what it was, because it was just a little adjustment that I was making. I was trying too hard on my roundhouse kicks, like just my normal head kicks, the ones that I dropped due with the last fight. I was like doing too much, and it really should be, all these kicks should be effortless. If you're putting like a lot into it, then you're doing it wrong, and it won't be efficient. You won't be able to use it in a fight. Like my side kick, like it's as easy as me throwing a punch or like a jab, because if I was like putting like effort into it, like trying hard, then it wouldn't flow out. It would be forced. You'd be able to see it more. It'd be more telegraph, and yeah, that's how it is with most strikes. So yeah, I don't know. I like to say nice and flowy, and that's really just my style.
You remember when you first started training? Those side kicks are just annoying.
I
Trying to
know.
get past.
They hurt.
Yeah.
And they're like, I do spam them, or especially when I was first in here, I was spamming them a lot because I just like, I was really like grasping it. Even like I say, like I got these kicks way back, but being in this gym, like being able to spar with them, that's where I've really learned to use them. You know what I'm saying? That's where my confidence is with them. Like you could have the best kicks in the world, but if you're not sparring and not using them whenever someone's trying to get at your head, then you ain't gonna be able to use them. They ain't gonna work. But
That's why you should train before you fight.
for sure, sparring is so necessary, especially for me. I don't know, like a lot of people. I feel like you only don't need sparring if you've had years of hard sparring. Like if you're just getting in 5 years into the game or whatever, like sparring should be up there on the list. Should be one of your top things you need to be doing consistently, and consistently is key because that's where all my timing comes from is sparring. Like that's why like I was sparring Kellen right before the fight. We was in the back. I was having Kellen throw overhands at me, and I was just catching them. I was telling him to throw hard overhands at me, and I was just catching them just because like you need to have that timing and just like I don't know. That's why sparring is so important to me.
The semblance of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in our gym because we do have people with like every sort of style, which is really nice because you're like a very kick heavy. Then we got some wrestlers, and we got some strike heavy people. And it's really nice because no matter who you're fighting, you'll probably find someone in your gym that's similar to their style.
Exactly, and I tell people that all the time. Like this gym's perfect for that because like you go into sparring day, you're gonna come across like 5-10 different styles, and you need that, especially like say especially amateur, you never know who you're gonna fight. So you go in there, you need all these different looks. So yeah, that's definitely important.
You hardly ever go in there and find someone that they're like, I've never seen this before, because you have seen it before.
For sure.
So do you plan on just sticking with kickboxing, or do you see yourself transitioning to MMA eventually?
I definitely want to be an established kickboxer, so I definitely feel like I can do some good stuff in kickboxing. So I want to like build a name in kickboxing, and then if I do go into MMA, I want to like be a kickboxer going into MMA. Just I want people to know like they ain't gonna be able to stand with me. So
do you want to try MMA before you go pro, or do you want to stick with kickboxing? I
mean, I'm not opposed to MMA really. Like I'll do MMA next week, but like. I'm not like tripping on it too much. Like I know I'm not as sharp as I am on the ground right now striking. I know I can. I'm not easy to take down. So it's like they're gonna try taking me down, and it's gonna take a couple of tries. So it's like they might get hit with some stuff. Yeah, they might get hit with some stuff trying to do that. So I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. MMA looks fun. It's crazy for sure. It's a fucking crazy sport, but.
Would you ever be interested in Muay Thai?
Man, that's crazy. Ain't never gonna look the same. You end up doing Muay Thai. That's so. I don't know. Them elbows are crazy. I feel like I do good in it. It's just such like a ruthless sport.
Yeah,
it's especially
in those elbows. And
oh
stuff,
man, spinning elbows and stuff. Yeah, it looks fun though. I definitely feel like I would try it. Especially, I started doing the things I know I can do in kickboxing. Why not? It's just a couple adjustments, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember sparring Tyler one time with elbow pads, and that shit sucked.
Fuck that, yeah. No, every time I spar Rory and he has those things on, I'll be thinking he's going to fucking elbow me. I'm like, damn, bro, that shit looks scary. But
So like, I'm an amateur. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole different level of danger. Like especially when you're in zone 1, zone 2, like
zone 0. It's really bad.
Yeah, because like in kickboxing, like there ain't knees, or you can hit knees that close or whatever, but you ain't really like in those elbows. You just be holding, just boom, go straight with that elbow and slice you up, but. Yeah, it's definitely crazy.
It's crazy, like when the average person doesn't think about how they're, but obviously you hear like your body's a weapon or your body's armor, and you don't really think about it until you start watching combat sports, especially with elbows. Obviously, you hit your funny bone, it hurts, but you don't realize that you could seriously damage someone just throwing an elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous for sure. Never look the same after some shit like that. So.
For real.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely try it though at some point.
Maybe sometime soon. Maybe we'll have a Muay Thai match on a Shamrock for amateur.
Yeah, have they done that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I think Synergy tries to. I think they mostly try to do small glove, And then I know Chad Mueller out in St. Louis, he does a lot of Muay Thai.
Stand up fight series.
See, that stuff's crazy with the small gloves, like Haggerty or whatever. Y'all be watching him. Mm-hmm. He's cold. He reminds me of like this gym style, and I love watching him and stuff. He's really good. He just fought last weekend, I'm pretty sure, but. Yeah, he's cold with it. Just that Dutch style, straight in your face, square, hands up. It's that Kellen, it's literally how Kellen fights. But yeah.
Yeah, the small glove Muay Thai really changed it when one brought it in.
Yeah.
You're just like, man, because obviously they were 8-ounce gloves, kind of like same with kickboxing.
Yeah. Just
with elbows, but throwing in those small gloves, especially when it comes to the clinching situation now.
Yeah.
Man.
And small gloves, and that's one reason I'm not opposed to MMA, because I definitely feel like my style would suit small gloves more. Like, especially even in my last fight, I hit the kid with some really good straight punches, and I blitzed through. Like, I feel like with small gloves, that's busting them up at least, if not putting them down. So
yeah,
I feel like those heavy gloves definitely kind of make punches harder to hurt people with punches, you know what I'm saying? Especially fuck up their face, you know what I'm saying? Like
you gotta land on their buttons more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you gotta I know going from kickboxing, the kickboxing gloves to MMA gloves, you gotta reestablish your reach.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely different. Like sparring MMA and
guard.
shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't have as much pillow to block your face with.
Yeah, a lot of people depend on that with the big gloves, just that high guard holding up there. But yeah, I definitely am not opposed to the small gloves. I don't know about bare knuckle, but
bare knuckle.
And I was watching the bare knuckle MMA last night. I'd do that. I feel like that would be fun. I would love to do that. I would rather do that than MMA with the small gloves. I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do it with the small gloves, you might as well be bare knuckle, and you have more grips and more. I don't know. There's just more opportunity. I feel like if you just have your whole hand. I don't know. It's weird.
Have you ever watched Karate Combat?
I would love to do that. I would love to do that.
The pit.
No, I was literally. I've been thinking about that. That stuff's cool. I feel like that'd be really fun to do.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
I would like to, because they started doing grappling matches in the pit.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I seen they did that last time with Craig Jones.
Philip Brown. Craig Jones hit a flying triangle off the pit wall.
That's dope.
That is dope. I would love to have a grappling
and
match.
I would love to jump up that wall and try doing something. There's a lot of opportunities, striking opportunities you could do off that wall and stuff. It's definitely. I would love to fight in that pit. That's probably the coolest place to fight. I'd rather fight cage is I don't know. It's cool. Would y'all rather fight in a boxing ring or a cage?
Probably a
cage, honestly, because I had that MMA match in the ring. Man,
definitely not MMA for sure. A cage.
Yeah.
Kickboxing, I can do either. I don't really care.
Yeah.
If I fought in a ring, I might have to jump in there and doing some. I would go off the ropes, do some.
I don't know. I feel like the pit though is a game changer. Obviously, there's still a wall, but you can slide them down and stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't really have the bendiness of a cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is, because you can't lean up against it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fall if you get up there. But yeah, no, it looks fun for sure. I'd definitely love to do that at some point.
That's Roman's main goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Is to be on Karate Combat.
First pro fight, Karate Combat.
What is your end goals in fighting? Do you have any?
No, not really. I just do it for the art. I want to show what I think I can do. So that's my goal in it. I don't really have too much aspirations for glory or really too much for this. Honestly, I'd like to end up teaching in this really at some point. I'd like to coach, because I feel like I have stuff to offer to kids. Honestly, I'd probably have more aspirations to go for belts and stuff if I was younger, if I started younger, really in a gym younger. But I got 2 kids. I definitely know what I'm capable of, and I think I could do some cool stuff, and I'm not opposed to it. But I'm at a point I wouldn't mind having some people that I could coach and.
Mm-hmm. Would you want to open your own gym one day, or would you want to just?
Maybe I've thought about Higginsville or around that area, because there's a bunch of kids around there that need something like that. Kids there don't have anything like that I feel like that'd get so many kids on the right path. So I've definitely thought about that, but yeah, I'm not in the right financial place for to even be thinking about that.
So if you did open your own gym like Higginsville, would you mostly like cater towards teens and like kids?
Yeah, I'd try like building champions. That'd be like my goal for real, because especially like kids that don't really have too much of a striking background, I feel like it'd be easier for me to like try developing my style, because it's really hard to teach people my style that already have their style. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it definitely I'd be aiming towards that audience.
Okay. So having your 2 fights in, have you started like in the search for any sponsors or anything, or just anybody to help you out? You know, with,
I suck at that.
It's
man.
hard.
I wish I was like you at that stuff. I suck at that. Like even Migo's telling me, he's like, bro, if you weren't so bad at social media, you could have sponsors and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, I know, I definitely need it. Like, but I just feel weird. I like.
It's not you.
I need sponsors.
Yeah.
Like
but
they
it's weird to be like, hey, do you want to give me money for
right.
a place
That's
that
the
makes
thing.
shorts?
Like, I feel like people be weird about that. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I have to knock some fools out to get it. But
get a highlight reel.
Yeah.
You got
like this. Yeah, I was say this last fight, I got a couple of highlights. So I'll be trying. I've talked to a couple of people. I talked to this dude I know that owns a company about it, and it wasn't nothing too serious. Got followed up on it, but a couple of days a week.
Do you have any shout outs before we end this podcast?
Man, shout out my daughters, Iris and Harmony. They're literally my main motivation. But yeah, they keep me going just in life in general and everything. They're my heart, my soul, everything. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to my baby mama for helping me this last camp. She definitely held it down. We be going through it, but she be a trooper. So shout out her. Shout out to my mom. My mom is everything to me too. She literally helps me so much, and I love her to death. And shout out to my brother. He's my main supporter. He was like my only person that bought a ticket for the last fight. Or like I wouldn't like promoting it or whatever, but like he's the only person like I'd bring my family to a fight. I don't bring my mom or anyone to my fights. It's like I like to think of it like I'm going into war, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they watch it at home or whatever, they order the pay-per-view, but I definitely like to exclude myself. So yeah,
it's different seeing it like on TV compared to person, because I have you know, obviously in my last match I got TKO'd, and just my mom was there, so I know Sue had like some feelings about it and stuff. But
yeah, see, and that shit would. You handled it so freaking good, bro. Like my ass. I'm freaking. I got a coat over my head. I'm walking
that's
out.
That's what he said. He's like, that's how I believe it.
Getting escorted just because like I'm freaking. I suck at that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like definitely you held that shit down for sure. Like way more of a man in that situation than I would have been. Like, it's a fucking tough sport, bro. It's fucking, it's crazy, man. The highest highs, the lowest lows, bro. But we keep going, man. We keep it rolling. And like I said, I'm thankful for y'all. Really, I'm thankful for the team. Thankful for the opportunities Tyler's giving me, and really like everyone, all the teammates, everyone that's gave me good looks during this last camp. Like, yeah, I've been holding it down for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on our podcast.
Yeah, thank you. For sure. And good luck on your next fight whenever it gets booked up. You know, I'll buy tickets. So just let me know.
So you're going to be my main training partner. So one of them.
Until next time, y'all.
See
Have
ya.
a good one.